Hello everyone and welcome to my official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's go start now. Bold the beautiful spoilers for July 21st-25. 2025. See Steffy Forrester Jacqueline McInnes Wood is furious that Liam Spencer Scott Clifton is gone. And we are also going to see Taylor Hayes Rebecca Buddig in kind of panic mode. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Liam's health crisis and Bill's intervention. So on Wednesday, July 16th, we've got Bridget and Finn talking to each other, and they are impressed by how Liam is fighting through not only the cancer and the terminal brain tumor, and now this gunshot wound to the chest, and he's just still really hanging in there. But they are going to be stunned to find out that Liam is gone from the hospital. And we know that Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, and Liam and Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, are already over at the private facility on Wednesday. So, I wonder if Grace is going to tell Bridget and Finn that she moved him to another hospital. She can't really admit to this experimental surgery, you know. So maybe Grace tells them Liam's going to a private clinic to recuperate, and she may hold back on info. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Finn and Bridget skeptical. Bridget and Finn are going to be talking about that this is kind of abnormal procedure. But Grace is happy to cash that $1 million payment from Dollar Bill. But I do also think that Grace is legit trying to give Liam his very best hope. I mean, both things can be true. She can need the money and be trying to help him. So, Bill and Liam over in the private clinic on Wednesday, and Liam is stunned that things are moving so fast, getting him this experimental treatment. Bill agrees it's a lot. But he reminds his son the alternative is death or a slightly slower death. But either way, death. And Liam is very optimistic about the idea of a possible cure for what he was told was terminal brain cancer. And Bill says once they find out that they've got good news after the surgery is over, then Bill says they will tell people what's going on. So nobody knows but Bill and Liam and Grace. And she comes in and tells both Bill and Liam, yes, this is unorthodox. But she has absolute faith in the procedure and in the doctor that's doing it that we still haven't met. We're going to talk about him or her in just a second. Bold and the beautiful drama. Bill's secret moves and Steffy's reaction. On Thursday, July 17th. So, this is a very weird spoiler. It says, Bill whisks Liam away from the hospital while he's unconscious. Now, I don't know if the spoilers are wonky this week. Sometimes they get things out of order. They just don't do a great job when they release the spoilers from the PR office because we know Bill has already whisked Liam away from the hospital while Liam was wide awake to this clinic, as you're going to see on Wednesday. So, I doubt that Bill is yanking Liam from the surgical center right after brain surgery. So, what I wonder is if this is more of word spreads on Thursday that Bill took Liam out of the hospital without telling Steffy or Hope, Logan, Annika, Noel, or anybody. Which, by the way, Liam signed papers and agreed to. Grace handed him over. He signed them. All that consent is there, which surprised me, but it's good. So, I'm glad that Bill wasn't having to push it. I'm glad that Liam's totally on board. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Blanket bloopers. So, Grace and this mystery doctor are going to do the brain surgery on Liam, and the pic looks absolutely nuts. I can't show you for copyright reasons, but it looks like Liam's on a table wrapped up in a bright blue blanket. You know, those blanket backward robe things they used to sell on TV. It looks like he's in a blanket with just his face showing, and then I guess the top where his head's going to be cut out. And I wonder if they're actually going to shave part of his head, or if he's going to come out of this with just like a band-aid stuck over all his head. You know, that's not how they do brain surgery. But we'll see. Scott Clifton may not have wanted to cut his hair. So Hope and Steffy are sitting by an empty hospital bed this week looking sad. And that's what you get for lying to Bill about why Liam didn't tell him about the cancer. Because Steffy flat out lied, or the writers forgot the dialogue they wrote before, or they just didn't care because Liam wasn't keeping the cancer secret from Bill out of any kind of resentment. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Forrester Creations, Italy trip, and Taylor's wedding plans. So, look for the team over at Forrester Creations to continue preparations for the Italy trip, with Nick continuing to press Brooke, Logan, Catherine, Kelly, Lang to travel with him. Not Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten K. as they go on the Forrester jet. And I wonder if Taylor is going to keep pushing to get Ridge to set a wedding date before he goes. Maybe she's going to hint around to get invited along on the trip. When Taylor said to Ridge earlier this week, "Let's set a date," and he said, "For what?" I was like, oh girl, that man is not going to marry you. When you're engaged and you say set a date, he doesn't think it's for a movie or a dinner. You know that actually I literally laughed out loud. That was funny. Just a little foreshadowing. It's not going to go well for Taylor on Bold and the Beautiful. Bold and the Beautiful weekly recap. Family tensions, medical miracles, and Italian escapades. Friday, July 18th, Brooke, Taylor, and Ridge set aside their differences to be there for Steffy and Hope, who are very upset about Liam being just poof, gone. And at this point, I wonder when and if Bill will give them any sort of update. Or, maybe he's going to withhold info just a little while longer because he's really annoyed that Steffy and Hope attacked him. Justifiably or not, they were trying to keep him away from his son and were lying. That's just the bottom line. That is what happened. No matter whose team you're on, those are facts. So Steffy is back at Forrester Creations this week, out of the hospital, back over. Since Liam's gone, she's not going to sit by the empty hospital bed. She's at work, but she's looking very worried. They have her tucked behind the desk because she's at this point, 10.5 months pregnant. It feels like she's been pregnant for so long, and they're hiding that big old baby bump. I can't imagine that Steffy or Hope, either one, are going to be able to focus on work, but they do need something to distract them. So maybe they're going to help Bridget and Eric and Brooke prep for that trip. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Stephanie and Hope struggle. The week of July 21st through the 25th, Stephanie and Hope are still struggling, worrying about Liam, hoping he's okay. Neither of them trust Bill, who clearly wants to save Liam's life. But I think he's also looking for a little bit of redemption because if Bill can save Liam when everybody else was just watching him die and Bill's gone and done something miraculous, that's going to be big. I am betting that when he talks to Steffy and Hope, he's going to tell them to back off Bill. They're not going to like that. Finn steps up for Steffi's. He may try to get info from Grace. Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor is going to step up for Hope's. I believe that Liam is hiding a secret. I do expect a full replay of the Finn being shot and hidden away. Maybe Luna Nozawa Lise Yomoda is in a coma. We'll see. But she does have episodes in September. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Taylor pushes. Liam's future is uncertain. We'll find out more about the mystery doctor soon. I think it'd be great if it was Wayne Brady, who was dropping in as Grace's ex-husband, Bree Buckingham, who did the experimental surgery. I mean, he was an obgyn, but what's the big deal? Lady bits, brain bits, it's all bits, right? Taylor keeps pushing to finalize wedding plans before he goes, but it's about to be too late. Brad Bell says Ridge experiences something in Italy that changes everything. Liam and Bill do some bonding and hoping and praying that this experimental surgery works. I'm assuming it will. And this was all for Scott Clifton's Emmy reel next year. Bridget and Finn may push for answers from Grace. And by the end of the week, look for travel to Italy to kick off. Everybody is on the way because the actual scenes in Italy begin on Monday, July 28th, and they run through Tuesday, August 5th.